There are moments so brief, sometimes mere seconds, yet powerful enough to transcend generations. The photograph of Marilyn Monroe in her billowing white dress is one such moment. An image indelibly etched not only into the minds of movie lovers, but also into the global consciousness as a symbol of beauty, allure, and the liberated spirit of womanhood. Who among us hasn't seen that iconic photo? Marilyn's radiant smile, her sparkling eyes, her hands gently holding down her windswept skirt, at once seductive and innocent, spontaneous yet seemingly destined. But behind that photo lies an entire story, a story not just of art, but of an era of glittering lights and the darkness behind the stage. Do you know what really happened on that night? Why did a seemingly simple film scene trigger a media firestorm? And how, more than 70 years later, does this image still captivate millions of hearts whenever they behold it? Come with me as we turn back time to 1954, the golden age of Hollywood, when Marilyn Monroe stood at the pinnacle of fame. Together, we'll explore the historical context, the making of that immortal moment, the controversies that arose, and the enduring legacy left in its wake. A tale behind the photo, laden with emotion and unexpected twists, is waiting for you to discover. In 1954, America was rising anew after the dark shadows of World War II. Skyscrapers soared proudly against New York's skyline, while sleek Cadillacs glided through city streets. Citizens reveled in the economic boom. The first strains of rock and roll echoed with excitement. And above all else, Hollywood glimmered more brightly than ever. This was the golden age of American cinema. Vibrant Technicolor films, immortal stars with timeless beauty. Screen after screen from coast to coast was alight with spectacle. And amidst that constellation of talent, Marilyn Monroe shone brightest. Golden hair, crimson lips, and a radiant smile reminiscent of California sunshine. At 28, Marilyn was no longer the unknown factory worker she had once been. She had emerged as the sex symbol of an entire generation, courted by every magazine under the sun. Yet beyond the seductive allure, there was an innocence interwoven with mystery, a quality that made the whole world want to reach out, yet left them feeling she belonged to another realm, delicate, dazzling, and impossible to truly grasp. Her image appeared on billboards everywhere, from the neon glow of Times Square to the glossy covers of the biggest magazines, embodying the American dream. She was a vision of post-war liberation, of freedom, of the very aspirations a recovering nation was striving to fulfill. And it was against this vibrant backdrop, an America bursting with energy, a Hollywood ablaze with glamour, that the legendary white dress moment was about to be captured, not just for a single film, but for the cultural tapestry of the 20th century itself. Night of September 15th, 1954. New York draped itself in the shimmering glow of streetlights and its ceaseless energy. Along Lexington Avenue, one particular corner suddenly buzzed with unprecedented excitement. The film crew for the 7-year itch was preparing to shoot what seemed like a simple scene, yet no one could have predicted it would become legendary. Marilyn Monroe, clad in a knee-length, pleated white cocktail dress by designer William Travilla, stepped onto the sidewalk alongside co-star Tom Ewell. The scene called for them to pause over a subway grate. As a train roared by below, a powerful gust of air billowed her dress skyward. With a playful smile, she quipped, "Oh, do you feel the breeze from the subway?" while gracefully attempting to hold down the swirling fabric. To capture the perfect moment, the film crew repeated the shot multiple times. Each time a train passed, the gust would send her skirt fluttering again, an image both sensual and subtly refined. Photographer Sam Shaw, with his keen artistic eye, swiftly clicked the shutter, preserving that singular instant. Notably, the idea for Marilyn's billowing white dress stemmed from a photo shoot Shaw had staged in the 1940s for Friday magazine, where he captured a sailor and a young woman on Coney Island experiencing a wind tunnel. That concept was revived for Marilyn, with her dress soaring thanks to the rush of air from the subway. Thousands of onlookers, mostly men, crowded around to witness this captivating spectacle. Cheers, laughter, and unblinking gazes converged into a whirlwind of excitement. To prevent mishaps, the crew later res-hot the scene in a studio, ensuring both artistic merit and on-screen perfection. Marilyn's white dress became more than just a piece of clothing. It evolved into a defining fashion symbol of the 1950s and 60s in Hollywood. With its delicate cut and soft fabric, the dress showcased her alluring yet elegant beauty. In later years, it fetched a staggering $4.6 million at auction, ranking among the most expensive movie costumes ever sold. In that fleeting moment, her white dress dancing on a gust of wind, her radiant smile illuminated by New York's lights, Marilyn Monroe left an indelible impression on the public's imagination, embodying allure, freedom, and the uninhibited spirit of an era. Right after Marilyn Monroe's flying skirt image went public, it caused an immediate sensation. Newspapers couldn't stop praising the moment as a symbol of beauty and free-spiritedness, precisely what post-war America yearned for. Every entertainment magazine wanted Marilyn on its cover, capturing the public's attention. Film critics hailed her as the goddess of Hollywood, bringing fresh, daring energy to the industry. However, not everyone embraced the photo with excitement. Many felt the scene was too provocative, clashing with the moral standards of that era. Conservative newspapers, large and small, criticized Marilyn for deliberately flaunting her body to boost her fame. Some politicians even threatened to ban the film unless the inappropriate scene was cut. The heated debates surrounding this image thrust Marilyn into the spotlight, both positive and negative. This surge of publicity also placed tremendous strain on Marilyn's marriage to Joe DiMaggio. A legendary baseball icon, Joe couldn't stand seeing his wife become the nation's sex symbol. Jealousy and their conflicting outlooks on life strained their love. According to numerous accounts, DiMaggio left the set that night in anger and disappointment. A few months later, their marriage ended in regret. Yet despite all the controversy, the sight of Marilyn in her billowing white dress rose above it all to become a timeless icon. It portrayed a woman daring to break societal barriers and reveal her individuality, while simultaneously embodying the fragile vulnerability of a soul caught in the whirlwind of fame. This very contrast kept the moment alive, etched forever in the collective memory of audiences around the globe. Over half a century has passed since Marilyn Monroe's white dress billowed across a New York street that night. Its impact seems never to have faded. That image has appeared on countless posters, postcards, and T-shirts, inspiring a multitude of contemporary art pieces. From vibrant pop art paintings to experimental installations, this flying skirt remains a powerful reminder of Hollywood's golden era, the dazzling American dream, and the bold femininity that refused to be confined by social boundaries. You can find this legendary moment adorning walls in major cities, showcased in pop culture exhibitions, or even brought to life in giant sculptures reenacting the scene. The photograph not only captures Marilyn's physical allure, but also carries a message of freedom, of daring to be true to oneself. During the 1960s and 1970s, as the feminist movement gained momentum, Marilyn's image evolved into a complex symbol, at once representative of traditional seduction, yet suggestive of a woman's right to self-expression. That old white dress also had a fascinating fate of its own. It was auctioned for millions of dollars, making it one of the most expensive film costumes in cinematic history, according to Guinness World Records. This milestone further cemented the immortal status of that fleeting film scene. Far from being just a piece of movie trivia, that moment etched itself into popular culture, forever linked to Marilyn Monroe, a woman both vulnerable and strong, delicate yet unbreakable. More than a mere movie scene, the flying skirt soared beyond the realm of cinema, becoming an emblem of daring, of challenging the norm, and of longing for freedom, values that every generation needs to remember and honor. Sometimes, a single fleeting moment is enough to forge an enduring legend. Marilyn Monroe's billowing white dress revealed the power of beauty and allure. Yet it also exposed the contradictory nature of humanity, the longing to be loved, tempered by the willingness to face judgment and scandal. This photo captivates not merely through its sensual pose, but through the story behind it. The story of a star who paid dearly for her fame, of crushing pressure on shoulders that appeared so fragile, and of controversies that shook the media world. Yet, rising above every storm, the image continues to shine as a symbol of freedom, of dreams, and of courage. And now, more than half a century later, we still gaze upon that moment with admiration, a touch of sorrow, and profound awe, because within that single frame, we see a piece of the past, a sliver of Hollywood splendor, and a glimpse of the human dreams that never truly fade. Thank you for following this story. If you enjoyed it, please hit like, subscribe, and share your thoughts. We look forward to having you join us on more journeys of discovery.